My topic: ethical marketing and detail. Explain, and let's go to the topic and let's go to the start. Ethical marketing is a technique that highlights a company's values, honesty, transparency, responsibility, or adherence to fair trade principles, as a promotional strategy. These companies communicate their business ethics in marketing materials to reach target audiences with similar principles. While ethical marketing teams focus on advertising a product or service and making a profit, they aim to do so while upholding their ethical standards. In contrast, unethical marketing emphasizes profit at the expense of all other criteria. Unethical marketing tactics include communicating to customer bases with false claims, unsolicited advertisements, scare tactics, or slandering competitors with unverified claims. Ethical marketing is a type of marketing practice that promotes a brand, product, or service by following marketing ethics and fulfilling social responsibility. Ethical marketing is the process that emphasizes trustworthy, transparent, social, and culturally sensitive marketing policies. It exhibits strong integrity and justice to the customers. Ethical marketing is defined as a type of marketing that focuses more on ethics and principles of marketing efforts than a promotional strategy. It channelizes marketing campaigns by paying heed to what is right and wrong for the target audiences or society. Every aspect of marketing ethics promotes fairness, honesty, responsibility, and trust in a company's marketing policies. Through ethical marketing, a company adds value to the consumers, and it is based on environmental and social causes. It creates long-lasting brand-customer relationships on shared goals and values. Ethical marketing has no hard and fast guidelines. In general, the rules should assist brands or companies in evaluating the latest marketing strategies. While ethical marketing campaigns are based upon marketing ethics, there are different ways in which a company can involve in an unethical way of marketing by making false claims or having misleading policies, or not paying attention to what is right or wrong for the target audiences or society. Ethical marketing helps brands in optimizing their reputation and increasing customer base, while on the other hand, unethical marketing leads to loss of clients, bad reputation, and lawsuits. Different types of unethical marketing are surrogate advertising, puffery, exaggeration, unverified claims, false brand comparisons, stereotyping women, children in advertising, etc. Ethical marketing refers to the application of marketing ethics into the marketing process. Briefly, marketing ethics refers to the philosophical examination, from a moral standpoint, of particular marketing issues that are matters of moral judgment. Ethical marketing generally results in a more socially responsible and culturally sensitive business community. The establishment of marketing ethics has the potential to benefit society as a whole, both in the short and long term. Ethical marketing should be part of business ethics in the sense that marketing forms a significant part of any business model. Study of ethical marketing should be included in applied ethics and involves examination of whether or not an honest and factual representation of a product or service has been delivered in a framework of cultural and social values. It promotes qualitative benefits to its customers, which other similar companies, products or services fail to recognize. The concern with ethical issues, such as child labor, working conditions, relationships with third-world countries and environmental problems, has changed the attitude of the Western world towards a more socially responsible way of thinking. This has influenced companies in their responses to market their products in a more socially responsible way. The increasing trend of fair trade is an example of the impact of ethical marketing. In the Ethical Shoppers Price Index Survey, 2009, fair trade was the most popular ethical badge products could have. It also revealed that many consumers distrusted green claims. The idea of fair trade is that consumers pay a guaranteed commodity price to a small group of producers. The producers agree to pay fair labor prices and conserve the environment, a fair deal for everyone. The philosophy of marketing is not lost with this newfound ethical slant, but rather hopes to win customer loyalty by reinforcing the positive values of the brand, creating a strong citizen brand. However, this new way of thinking does create new challenges for the marketer of the 21st century. in terms of invention and development of products to add long-term benefits without reducing the product's desirable qualities. Many brands have tried to use ethics to make themselves look responsible, often spinning environmental claims, which has led to the term greenwash. In research, consumers have shown to have even less trust of ethical claims in ads than ordinary ads. Media attention on ethics has resulted in many top brands suffering consumer boycotts. Although many brands have tried to use green issues, it has been noted that in research 2/3 of consumers responded more to ethical claims that relate to people rather than to the environment. Ethical marketing should not be confused with government regulations brought into force to improve consumer welfare, such as reducing sulfur dioxide emissions to improve the quality of the air. A government regulation is a legal remedy intended to mitigate or correct an ethical issue, such as pollution of the air that we all share. Enlightened ethical marketing is at work when the company and marketer recognize further improvements for humankind unrelated to those enforced by governments or public opinion. By way of example, the Coop Group refuses to invest money in tobacco, fur and any countries with oppressive regimes. Ethics is not always the first thing that comes to mind when discussing marketing strategies. Yet, it is one of the main pillars of sustainable marketing. Without good ethics, companies are unlikely to survive in the long run. In this explanation, you will learn why ethics is essential and which ethical issues businesses tend to face. Let's dive right in. Unethical marketing not only harms customers and society in the long run but also ruins the company's reputation and puts its existence in threat. To achieve sustainable growth, companies should commit to ethical marketing practices. An example of ethical marketing is fair pricing and advertisements that do not exaggerate the benefits of the promoted product. Unethical marketing practices may include sharing customer information without consent, making untrue claims about the product, or targeting emotionally vulnerable customers. It's important to note that the line between ethical and unethical marketing is not always evident. Some marketing messages may seem highly relevant to a target group but offend others. Also, not all corrupt marketing practices are considered illegal. Maintaining ethics depends more on the company's social conscience than state rules and regulations. Marketing ethics are a set of moral principles that guide a company's promotional activities. Organizations that establish and implement marketing ethics are typically trying to respect the rights, desires and expectations of consumers. While business leaders seek to generate operational revenue and earn profits, they may also prioritize the goals of practicing integrity, honesty and fairness. A company's philosophy of ethics often relates to its organizational mission. Usually, C-level executives, directors and high-level managers are responsible for creating and enforcing these guidelines. The idea of marketing ethics is similar to the concept of corporate social responsibility, CSR. This term refers to the notion that businesses have certain obligations to fulfill in regards to the public and the company's stakeholders. CSR typically emphasizes the importance of integrating social and environmental concerns into business goals and practices. For example, organizations practicing CSR may highlight their commitment to the following types of activities: treating and paying employees fairly, sourcing sustainable materials, caring for the environment, making charitable donations, addressing social issues, protect the well-being of consumers. Ethical marketing often involves informing consumers about the risks of products and services and protecting the physical and mental health of everyone. This goal is especially important for organizations that sell products with potential side effects or dangers. Support the well-being of employees. While many marketers focus their ethical strategies on consumers, it's also important for them to support the well-being of marketing and other business employees. This may involve providing adequate compensation for labor and offering reasonable work schedules. Act as a good model for other companies. By practicing ethical marketing, companies can foster a good reputation, build a positive work culture for employees and consumers, and encourage other businesses to practice ethical marketing. Businesses and consumers throughout the world can work together to support each other and solve social issues. Attract and maintain customers. Conducting ethical marketing methods and showing care for the quality and value of goods can be an effective form of advertising and can help build a sense of trust with consumers. This can then help companies to attract and maintain customers, increase customer satisfaction and loyalty, and generate essential revenue for the organization. Ethical marketing involves companies focusing on how their products can be beneficial for their customers, society, and the environment. Today's customers have high expectations of brands. 58% buy and advocate for businesses based on their beliefs and values. Ethical marketing involves everything from ensuring that advertisements are ethically sound to building meaningful relationships with customers. Ethical marketing is a philosophy rather than a strategy, as companies consider ethical issues when making all business decisions. All ethical marketing examples are based on 5 important principles: empathy, honesty, sustainability, transparency, and promise-keeping. Business ethics is one of the most complicated and contentious subjects in human history. The relationship between doing the right thing and making money has been studied by both academics and business leaders for years with little consensus reached. A survey by the Ethics Resource Center found that 43% of respondents believed their supervisors lacked ethical integrity. One overriding question surrounds many business practices: what is the ethical way to sell things? That question has never had a satisfactory answer, but in recent years it has become a hot-button issue. According to the Bureau of Economic Analysis, corporate profits soared to all-time highs in 2011. At the same time, the world was suffering through a crippling economic downturn made worse by unscrupulous business practices. The vast disparity between corporations and their customers has made ethical business practices an extremely relevant issue. Companies realize the importance of acting in a more ethical way, and broadcasting this transformation to their customers. One of the easiest ways to achieve this is through their marketing practices. If a company makes an effort to advertise more ethically, it reflects positively on every area of that business. Ethical marketing is less of a marketing strategy and more of a philosophy that informs all marketing efforts. It seeks to promote honesty, fairness, and responsibility in all advertising. Ethics is a notoriously difficult subject because everyone has subjective judgments about what is right and what is wrong. For this reason, ethical marketing is not a hard and fast list of rules, but a general set of guidelines to assist companies as they evaluate new marketing strategies. All marketing communications share the common standard of truth. Marketing professionals abide by the highest standard of personal ethics. Advertising is clearly distinguished from news and entertainment content. Marketers should be transparent about who they pay to endorse their products. Consumers should be treated fairly based on the nature of the product and the nature of the consumer, for example, marketing to children. The privacy of the consumer should never be compromised. Marketers must comply with regulations and standards established by governmental and professional organizations. Ethics should be discussed openly and honestly during all marketing decisions. There are distinct advantages and disadvantages to ethical marketing. Unethical advertising is often just as effective as it is unethical, see also black hat marketing. And since unethical behavior is not necessarily against the law, there are many companies who use unethical advertising to gain a competitive advantage. Many people buy diet pills even though they are rarely, if ever, effective. This is because some diet pill companies use exaggerated and manipulative claims to essentially trick customers into buying these products. If that same company committed to using ethical advertising, they would probably go out of business. However sneaky their business model may be, it is not illegal and it is keeping their doors open. For companies looking to improve the image of a brand and develop long-term relationships with customers, this kind of unethical behavior can quickly lead to failure. Customers do not want to feel manipulated by the brands they like. Companies can use ethical marketing as a way to develop a sense of trust among their customers. If a product lives up to the claims made in its advertising, it reflects positively on the entire company. It can make the consumer feel like the company is invested in the quality of the products and the value they provide customers. It is impossible to claim that any company is completely ethical or unethical. Ethics resides in a gray area with many fine lines and shifting boundaries. Many companies behave ethically in one aspect of their advertising and unethically in another. Dove Soap, for instance, ran a widely seen ad campaign featuring real models. The ad was meant to promote realistic body images and encourage girls to love the way they looked even if they were not supermodels. However, other Dove ads both during and since featured stereotypically beautiful models whose images have been altered to hide imperfections. Dove marketed ethically in one campaign and unethically in another. This illustrates how difficult it is to do the right thing in all circumstances. What is most important for any company that claims to practice ethical advertising is to make it a fundamental feature of their marketing process. With every decision they must ask themselves, will this sell, and is this the ethical way to sell it? See also consumer psychology. Ethical marketing? Every company has the opportunity to engage in ethical marketing. Any business, from the smallest mom-and-pop store to the biggest multinational corporation, can choose to be open, honest, and fair when they advertise to their customers. When done in a thoughtful way, ethical marketing can be an economical and effective form of advertising. Similarly, unethical advertising doesn't guarantee higher sales or lower advertising costs. Some companies operate according to lofty personal principles. For these companies, advertising in an ethical way is a natural and necessary extension of their corporate character. Corporate responsibility can be a major selling point to consumers who are interested in more than just price and quality. Companies that are known for treating workers fairly, sourcing sustainable materials, environmental stewardship, and charitable donation have to reflect these principles in their marketing efforts. For other companies, ethical marketing will be little more than an opportunity to boost their credibility. Domino's Pizza, for example, carried out a well-known advertising campaign in which they showed consumers pictures of real Domino's pizzas without the studio photography that makes them look so perfect. This was a refreshing look behind the artifice of much advertising, but this did not signal a more open and honest relationship between Domino's and the pizza-buying public. The campaign was considered an attention-seeking stunt at best. Surrogate advertising. In certain places there are laws against advertising products like cigarettes or alcohol. Surrogate advertising finds ways to remind consumers of these products without referencing them directly. Exaggeration. Some advertisers use false claims about a product's quality or popularity. A slogan like "Get coverage everywhere on Earth" advertises features that cannot be delivered. Puffery. When an advertiser relies on subjective rather than objective claims, they are puffing up their products. Statements like "the best tasting coffee" cannot be confirmed objectively. Unverified claims. Many products promise to deliver results without providing any scientific evidence. Shampoo commercials that promise stronger, shinier hairdos without telling consumers why or how. Stereotyping women. Women in advertising have often been portrayed as sex objects or domestic servants. This type of advertising traffics in negative stereotypes and contributes to a sexist culture. False brand comparisons. Anytime a company makes false or misleading claims about their competitors, they are spreading misinformation. Children in advertising. Children consume huge amounts of advertising without being able to evaluate it objectively. Exploiting this innocence is one of the most common unethical marketing practices. Ethical marketing doesn't refer to a plan in and of itself, but offers tools for companies to evaluate the marketing strategies they use in the past, present, and future. If a company decides that an ethical marketing strategy can increase their profits or advance their public image, they can take steps to revise their existing marketing. See also Public Relations Specialist. In some cases this involves minor changes, in others it will require entirely new ad campaigns. Any ethical marketing effort will begin with a careful analysis of the company, its customers, and the markets it operates within. Ethical marketing has many advantages, but few companies would undertake an ethical marketing strategy if it reduces profits. Careful research is the best way to predict the effects of a change in strategy. If ethical marketing proves to be cost prohibitive, many companies will abandon the effort. A company will then decide which features of their advertising to perform in ethical ways. As previously mentioned, the field of ethics is notoriously abstract. What is right to one may be wrong to another. Marketing professionals must reach an agreement about how they want to deliver their campaigns. They might decide to focus on making honest claims, avoiding marketing to children, or falsely criticizing competitors. A delicate balance has to be struck between the truth of the ad and its ability to persuade the customer. Finally, ethical marketers need to make difficult choices about how to leverage the capital of their ethical decisions. For most companies, the simple knowledge that they are doing the right thing will not be enough of a motivating factor. Ethical marketing often highlights the ethical choices a company has made in order to improve their public reputation. This can be a powerful way to connect with customers, but it also runs the risk of seeming self-congratulatory. Any effort at ethical marketing has to balance a company's self-interest with their social responsibility. One company which embodies the spirit of ethical marketing is The Body Shop, a worldwide chain of bath and body stores. Since their inception, they have been committed to treating workers fairly, avoiding animal testing, using organic products, and promoting healthy body images. These values are often at the center of their marketing efforts. The ethical nature of the company is highlighted as a way to differentiate themselves from their competitors in the cosmetics industry. Thank you for watching the video and subscribe the channel.